Hi guys, this is story time with Mrs. Mullins. Brock has something that he would like to share with you.
Hi, my name's Brock Mullins, and I have something to show you. Look at that. A missing tooth. Wait guys, right there. And now I'm going to show you my missing tooth. Get out of the way. You.
Say bye.
Bye.
All right, I am continuing on with our story, and today's story is called One Gleam of Hope. So this story goes over Genesis 3, verses 15 and chapter 21, I believe. So here we go. This is Blaine. My husband's in the background. All right, how far Adam and Eve wandered from their Eden home, we are not told. But they soon noticed many changes. For one thing, they found... Are you dancing in the background? Because I'm losing my spot. Okay, this is real life, so I'm back, and I'm going to pick up where I left off, hopefully. So, for one thing, they found they needed clothes, and we read that the Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. Pause right there. That means that God had to kill an animal for them to have clothes, so something has already had to die in order for them to be warm and make sure that they're taken care of, because God cares about them. Okay, resume. What wonderful clothes these must have been, made with all the skill, all the thoughtfulness, all the tender pity of the Creator. Yet these clothes meant death, so I jumped the gun there. Sorry about that. At least one animal, maybe even two or more, had to die so Adam and Eve could live. Again, Adam and Eve saw the terrible cost of sin. Many times they must have talked about the good old days they had enjoyed in the glorious paradise God had given them in the beginning. They must have often wondered whether they would ever be allowed to see it once more. Again and again they went over all that had happened on... My dog is growling and about to start barking. Again and again they went over all that had happened on that sad day when they had made their terrible mistake, and one thing kept coming back to their minds. It was something God had said to the snake. Over and over, they repeated it. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. What could this mean? One thing was certain. It meant that Eve would have children, and she was glad for that. But how much more did it mean? Well, there would be enmity or war between Eve's children and the snake's children. Eve knew that she would never forgive the snake for the way he had deceived her and robbed her of her lovely home. Her children wouldn't either. She would see to that, and she was confident that when God said to the snake, "He will crush your head," it meant that her seed, her children, or one of them, would win the conflict at last. Here, for the first time, she saw a gleam of hope. Someday, the wicked snake who had brought such sorrow and loss upon her and her husband would be destroyed. Then perhaps God would let them go back to Eden. How they both loved this promise. It was the first promise ever made to mankind, and the first one mentioned in the Bible. To Adam and Eve, it was the only promise they had, and how precious it must have been to them. On dark days, when everything seemed to go wrong, they remembered it and talked about it until hope sprang up in their sorrowing hearts once more. You can imagine how eagerly they looked forward to having their first baby. Perhaps he would be the one, when he grew up, to crush the snake's head. Maybe they wouldn't have to wait very long to return to Eden after all. But when Cain was born, he did not crush the snake. Instead, he turned out to be a big disappointment. Nor did Abel or Seth or any of their other children fulfill the promise. The years went by, and still no one came to restore them to paradise and the tree of life. It must have been hard to keep on hoping. What was it God had in mind when he made that promise in the garden? Whom was he talking about when he spoke of the woman's seed? God was thinking of his own son and how... let me finish up a little bit and then you can. And how one day he would come to earth as a baby. One of Eve's children and himself fight the great enemy. As Jesus Christ, Emmanuel, God with us, he would destroy Satan and bring Adam and Eve and all who love God back to Eden. I'm going to let Blaine read until he's content, because he would like to be involved with this.
I have to wait.
You're right here.
Of course, if God had said to Adam and Eve, you will have to wait thousands of years before you see your home again, they would have been too discouraged. So he told them just enough to know that all would be well at last. This cheered their poor, sad hearts and let them keep on hoping. From men and women have passed on the same blessing and hope from one to another down the ages. This is how it came about
Right here.
That all the people who love God, even those who lived long ago, began looking forward to the coming of Jesus. This is why Enoch, the seventh from Adam, said See, the Lord is coming with thousands upon thousands of his holy ones to judge everyone. Today we have the same hope everywhere. Boys and girls who love Jesus look eagerly for his return. When he comes, the promise that God made to Adam will be fulfilled, and that ancient serpent called the devil will be destroyed. Then Eden, beautiful, glorious Eden, will be restored, and the children of God will live there in perfect happiness forever.
That little leaf means that we stop there. Okay, what an interesting video today. You have got a fascinating view of everybody so far. And
what about Dad? Mom.
They have seen Dad.
But
thank you so much for watching our video. I hope you enjoyed.
Mom, can I play a song for them?
Brock has played a song in the background the whole time. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Story time with Mrs. Mullins.